Good morning, Academy55 premium members and everybody else who's watching the recording. David Garn here on Thursday, the 27th of June, 2024. It's 5 to 8 in the morning here in the UK. Sorry, 4 minutes to 8 in the morning here in the UK. And here with you, looking at the Academy55 strategy on the 1 minute time frame for the EUR USD between 8 and 9. Let's go and see what's going to be happening. First of all, we're going to be doing a little bit of housekeeping, turning your MT4 on or your MT5, making sure you have the Academy 55 indicator in the background on the template. Your trade assistant is, your risk to reward is in purple. Your lot calc is in purple. You've got that all-important 1% risk written in the box there. And I like to turn this little box on in purple, so in case I need to close all trades at a moment's notice. So that's all done. So what can we see today? Well, I drew up the charts about 20 minutes ago. This was in balance on the 4 hourly. See how price came down to mitigate that imbalance precisely. So that is no longer a thing. So we'll remove that just to clear up the charts a little bit more. But going on to the 5 minute, we are in between zones. Here is the sell zone and here is the buy zone. Excuse me, just got to... Here's the sell zone, here's the buy zone. So like I said, sorry, I was distracted there for a minute. We're in between zones. On the 5 minute time frame, we are on more or less hovering around the purple line where price likes to be mainly. We have 4 hourly imbalance up here beyond this sell zone. So will it go and do that? But having said that, we've got a sell or a deeper sell on the 5 minute time frame. So let's go and investigate that. And indeed, the parallel TAR is flipped up. So we might be, this is the sell that was created here. I paper traded this. Personally, I wouldn't have taken this trade. Why not? Because big imbalances were formed there, big imbalances were formed there. So the sell has gone quite a long way before I even get to enter the trade, because the wave has to be above and below. But I got my 2 pips and I marked it up just to see what was happened. The only thing in my favor really is we're before the purple line and we're before the next buy zone. So that would have been a bit more of a risky trade in my book. And I'm perfectly patient enough to wait for a little bit better trade. Not to say that this one might not work. We will see in a minute because I've just drawn it up. We are coming up to 1 minute to 8 o'clock. Sometimes at 8 o'clock on the hourly candle, we get a bit of movement, but we are in between zones at the minute. And you just saw on the 5 minute, according to the 5 minute, we did have a sell alert, but it's disappeared again. Big indecision here. Look, they're deciding what to do on the 5 minute, and indeed we can see that borne out by this lot here. But the next alert I can act on is a buy alert, and we have had a buy bias. We are entering into a buy bias now on the 5 minute time frame, and that is borne out by the fact we've been on a buy bias ever since the last 6 hours now. On the minute time frame, so trading with a trend, you'd want to take a buy anyway. But the thing is, if we do get a buy, long position, can I get my buy? So price would need to be up here. Yeah, definitely need to be there because that's where the parabolic SAR is. Keeping 2 pips away. Which is there. Can I get my 2-to-1? Just about, if I'm very, very quick and get into the trade. If we do have a buy situation, above the sell zone up here. That's what I'm talking about. These are support and resistance lines that I drew up for myself on the 4-hourly. As you can see, that's been respected at the minute. So that's another hurdle that the price has to cross before it gets to the purple line here. So we don't really know how that's going to happen. We're here waiting just in case. So this is where we are at the minute. And like I said before, we can see imbalances up here. We've definitely got wicks above and below price. Indecision, we're in a sort of a large sideways movement at the minute. So will price intend to, let's see what it's doing on the hourly. So we've got the large imbalance I drew up. We've got imbalance here on the hourly also to come down to mitigate. But as you can see, the volume ribbon is very much in the up situation. And during the Asian session, we have been going down. And usually what happens, we have a turn of fortune, usually sometimes around 6 o'clock-ish. So it's mostly going down. Sometimes there is a turn of fortune and mostly going up during the London session, going towards the New York session. But at the minute, we can see they've parked the bus at the moment, so to speak, working out what they want to do. Do they want to come down and take out that hourly imbalance that we saw that I haven't drawn up because it was on the hourly? I only draw imbalances on the 4-hourly. Why? Because that's more significant on the 4-hourly than it is an hourly. Just like when you draw up these zones, we don't want people doing our zones on the minute, because you'll find lots of more little sell zones and buy zones here sometimes, and they're not as significant as the 5-minute one. Just for the very same reason, I draw imbalances up on the 4-hourly, not the hourly, because they're a lot more significant. But that's not to say that this imbalance here that I can see on the 5-minute needs to be respected. Of course it does. But this is a lot bigger imbalance, as you can appreciate, than that one. So this one has a lot more significant. This imbalance here has got a bit more significance than this one. But I mean, they need to fill both. It's when they're going to do it that counts. But now we might be shaping up for a buy. We've got pure consolidation. Nice to see so many people on with me today. All the premium members get to watch this live, of course. Everybody else is watching the recording, which will be on the YouTube channel or in the back office later on today. but we're waiting to see. I paper traded this one as while I was waiting for you guys to turn up. There's the 2-to-1 there. I mean, I can tell you now, I would have already been out of it, because what I would have done if I'd have taken that trade, I would have waited to price to get down to there, which it did, and then I would have put my stop loss to my entry at least, or even there maybe. And as you can see, I would have been out, but with either no profit or a small profit. But I wouldn't have been taking that trade anyway, because of the large imbalances before I even get into the trade. It's a bit too much of a risky trade for me in my caution. So I would have already been out either for a small profit or there for nothing at all. That's what I would have done in reality. But now it's possible we could be shaping up for a buy or a deeper sell taking place. We're on the cusp. They're really deciding what they want to do with the rest of our hour, certainly. So here we are. We're waiting anyway, just in case. Whatever it will be, will be. And like I said, we have good reasons for price to do what go either way, really. The imbalance that we saw down here on the hourly, or indeed mitigating the larger imbalance up here. It really just is a decision they need to make. And indeed, they could consolidate here until they have made up their mind or some sort of news takes place. I haven't had a look at the news at the moment, so let's go and I've got time. Yeah, just very, very quickly. This is FX news. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. Making a hash of it, that's what I'm doing. So we are on we haven't got any. We got low grade Euro news at 9 o'clock, but that's all we need to concern ourselves about. So get this one out of the way. We haven't got any major news at the moment. So we are in effectively no man's land at the minute, but we've been here many, many times before. And 80% of the time, that indeed is what we are. It's consolidation, which is 80% of the time anyway. So we shouldn't be surprised at that. But that's okay. We haven't got a trade. We haven't lost any money. We're assimilating the market. We are thinking to ourselves the scenarios that could happen, and what we are seeing is happening, which is pure indecisiveness at the minute. So if I'd have taken this trade, I would have been out for nothing, or if I'd have put my stop loss down there, or a small profit of about nearly 1%. No, about 0.75%, I guess. If I'd have taken that trade, which I wouldn't have done anyway because of these large volumes before I can even get into the trade, which I don't really like to see. I much prefer to wait for a better probability. But like I said before, it doesn't mean to say that this won't actually work. Next alert I can take is a sell alert. Buy, sell. So the buy alert is the next one on the list. So we're just waiting. So indeed, we are still waiting, because that's what we do. We are paid to be patient and wait. And like I said, look at all this. That is on the minute time frame. That's no volume, consolidation and a half. That is. Let's see what it's like on the 5 minute. Power on SAR is above price on the 5 minute, pushing price down. So indeed, we may well get into this buy zone, depending on how many millions of dollars the banks can see in stop losses. And we've got a bigger buy zone here. So we may well be going down to mitigate all these imbalances here. Doesn't affect us because we can't operate at the moment because we have no buy alert. So if this breaches this one, sorry, if price breaches this buy zone, it's reacting of it now. So if it reacts of it enough, that's good. So our scenario would be roughly there anyway. And we're well below the sell zone still. And also, if they do intend to take out these imbalances, our take profit is kind of near enough level with that. So that's quite good. That's if it happens. Look, see how it recognizes the and respect to that purple line. I'm going to put it over to MT4 now. Turn my lines on, keeping a respectful 2 pips away, which is there. And if we do get a buy alert, sorry, well, yeah, don't jump before we've got to wait for the green and the green trend and all that good stuff first. But that could happen within a minute. Again, like the sell scenario there, we have a buy scenario just as much as the sell scenario. And now the wave has turned green, the volume ribbon's turned green, waiting for the buy alert and the trend line to turn green, which could happen very, very quickly, like I said. Right, we have a right, I'm in for the buy. I might have been a little bit too late there. And in fact, I forgot to lock my stop loss So my stop loss should be down there to be safe. So I'm going to do that now. It was only like not even a pip, but I do like my stop loss to be where the green meets the red meets the green. So I'm going to draw this up on TradingView and see where we are in the scenario. So I got into the trade. Where did I get into the trade? Sorry. On that candle there. Near the top of that candle there. So way up here. Yeah, there we go. And my 2-to-1 is there now. Oh, right in the sell zone. But looking to tap into the imbalance. So that's where my 2% was. I know I increased the stop loss, but that doesn't mean my 2% is still 2%. By doing that, I've increased the amount of money I'm risking. Instead of 1.1, I'm 1.38. But my 2% is still there for my 1% money. Hope you understand that. But that's the scenario I'm at the minute. Let's adjust this a bit. The thing is, I'm glad I'm pleased I put my stop loss down a little bit, even though I'm technically risking more than 1% because of my haste. If you remember, I got into the trade. I was 2 pips away from entry, which would have took me there, but I recognized that I was way above the wave, and I wanted to be on the wave. So I grabbed my stop loss and put it down there, which may or may not make a big difference later on. But by doing that, I've increased my to does it tell me on it? Yeah, 1.29% instead of the 1% because of my haste. I was too slack. Everything was happening too quick. But my 2% is still up here. Look, it hasn't altered the 2% whatsoever. But by doing that, taking my stop loss down there, I've sort of given myself more of a chance. If price comes down to take out that bit of imbalance there, I feel a bit better about that. So that extra 0.29% is a lot more important to me than the monetary side of it. But like I say, we are. Let's have a look at this. This is the scenario now. This is where we're at. It's come down to mitigate that imbalance there. Does it have the appetite to tap into this imbalance up here? When if price gets to this level here, which is the start of the sell zone, the sell zone, I will then move my stop loss to my entry. So if it does react off this sell zone, instead of tapping into that, I will indeed be risk-free then. We'll have to wait and see what happens as far as that's concerned. Oops. But indeed, it has tapped into that imbalance that we see there on the NT4 version that there's imbalance there. Now prices come up to tap into that imbalance. Hopefully we'll have enough volume and for a bigger buy. But we've also got imbalances down here that need to be filled. It's just when they intend on doing that. You know, we have no way of knowing that. We know they need to be filled, but when they need to be filled is the timing for that is not, well, we don't know. If anybody's got an indicator that tells you what time they're doing it, please let me know. I'll give you a few quid for it. But I'll be looking at you as well because it doesn't exist, which is a pity. But there we go. Not a pity, but imagine if I had an indicator that tells you when they're going to be coming down to fill out certain imbalances. That would be wow. Only Father Christmas could deliver that for me. And he doesn't. Oh, sorry, the kids. No, Father Christmas does exist. Of course he does. Right, we have we technically went into the sell zone. So we technically gone into the sell zone now. So, oh dear, right, okay. So we could still be okay. This is when nerves and anxieties play a part. I mean, I'm glad I've got my stop loss a little bit further where the wave has started to turn green. The trend line is green and price recognizes the trend line. Look how it's coming down right away. Like it's fooling everybody out. And by the way, this 2% here would have worked. Just. Yeah, just. That 2% trade would have worked. But now we've formed imbalances up here that need to be filled. So indeed, price is coming back up again. So we must hold our nerve. And indeed, we are in a tiny bit of profit now. But seeing as the price went into the sell zone, it wouldn't be I could now recognize that and put my stop loss to my entry. And if it comes down, because we're in the sell, we've been in the sell zone now, as we saw. So it takes me out of the trade, but I'm quite okay with that because we're in the sell zone now, like I showed you. Officially, we're in the sell zone. So as far as I can see, price could indeed come down. So we'll stay on this, and I've not lost anything. I've not won anything. But by trading what I see, just the same as when you trade what you see to win money, you must trade what you see to protect your equity as well. And I've done that. And I'm quite happy about that because I'll turn it over to the minute. Because what I saw, thanks to the zones, we tapped into the sell zone and we were heading down to my stop loss. But luckily, price went up here and I put my stop loss onto my entry. So I got away with it, basically, and didn't lose any money because of it, protecting my equity. And that is just as canny as protecting your take profits and stuff like that. I mean, if this goes on now and wins, it's okay. It's an education. I don't get upset about it. Why would I? I'm delighted because at the minute you'd be glad of doing that because of what price is doing now. And indeed, I'll put that there because now I'll be looking for price. I think there's probably more accumulation going for quite a while because the sell zone and the buy zone are pretty narrow. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see quite a lot of consolidation. This is on the 5-minute time frame. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of consolidation for quite a while now. And indeed, one of the reasons for my decision is I've got a fairly good track record on for the month of June. Here is what it is actually. Because I reached my target, and after that, I still so overall this month, 16.23%. Win rate 73%. So I'm eager to keep hold of that. So I just wanted to show you that. That's for you to see in the back office, of course. But I'll go back to the minute now. See, now we got a sell alert now. So I'm very, very pleased that I made the decision to do what I did. And now we got a sell alert. But the same scenario will be, can I get, this is the buy zone. Keep 2 pips away, which is there. Brings my 2 to 1 to down there. But we've got to wait for the trend line to and the volume ribbon to go red, of course. So it takes it well into the buy zone. So as far as that's concerned, there I'm well into the buy zone. And like I said before, I do think that we could see a consolidatory move between these two zones because that's what we've been seeing on the 5-minute for quite a while. And this situation could last for an hour or two, could do. But that's what I'm thinking out loud to myself. And indeed, well, we're still technically in that trade. It would have kept my stop loss to where it was, but no, I would have been out of that trade now. So I am going to turn it over to MT4. Turn my lines on. Change conditions. Keep a respectful change conditions. Keep a respectful 2 pips away. Waiting for the trend line to turn red. And of course, the purple line has been respected. So what makes you think it won't be respected again? And we are on a buy bias. So that's what's keeping me out of this trade. And the fact that we've got loads of accumulation here. It's not decisive. Price is not decisive at all at the minute. So all in all, maybe now is not a good time to trade because we're in between these two zones here, and the zones are pretty close together. So that in itself, I mean, we've got orders here, sell orders here, we've got buy orders down here. It's all a bit of a mess. I took that buy there, anticipating a stronger volume move to maybe mitigate this imbalance, but it didn't happen. I recognize that because we was in the sell zone. It turned around. Luckily, this candle here shot up, so I took my opportunity to take my stop loss from where it was to break even. And if that candle there had carried on, if that candle there had carried on and gone up, that would have been happy days. But as you can see, luckily, well, not luckily, but it came down and hit my stop loss. So now I'm in a situation where I don't really want to trade now because what I can see is we're precisely in between these two zones here. So a 2% take profit is too risky. And the way it's jumping around, I'd prefer to come back maybe at a later time today. 3 o'clock is a favorite time. And later on today, have a look at the situation and using these zones to greater effect. I'm going to stay with it for a little while, of course. But unless price comes down and breaks this buy zone and carries on down, or vice versa and goes up there, I don't wish to take any trade that's in between these two lines because of the reasons I've said. They're too close together, I think. How many pips is that? It's 97. Yeah, there's only 8 pips between there and there. That's just not enough wriggle room to sort of do anything with. Not with any great confidence anyway. So we'll let this sell play out. It could come down and respect this purple line again and then bounce back up again. If it does, it's not doing it with my money anyway. I'm quite happy to watch this thing tootle on because what I can see is consolidation and indecision. We did have a bit of a move there. That's where I got in, and it sort of petered out because of the order blocks here. Now we've got order blocks here. And indeed, it's, yeah, pure indecision. So if I was to take a buy now, there's a sell opportunities at the moment. I couldn't get into down there anyway. Not that I would. I'd much rather wait for a better probability, you know. I'll just take that off a minute. The next alert is a buy alert, but I wouldn't be going in until it tapped into here. Because one, we got to get the buy alert. and then it's got to break out of this sell zone. Then I've seen what price does. Sometimes it taps into there before making a move back down again. Not very inspiring, and breaking this high. It might link up with that. And what did I notice just here is what we call a key zone. This is where psychological level. This is not a theory practical level for price. This is a psychological level where longer term traders look to put trades in, take trades out, that sort of carry on. So we could get up to this area here, but it's just very consolidatory, and at this moment in time, something I don't wish to get involved with. I got involved here because I felt that we could be tapping into that area there. Didn't prove to be the case. Not right away anyway. And now I don't feel, because of all that, I don't feel like I want to trade this from what I'm seeing. So I'm quite prepared to wait it out with you guys. I mean, things may change very, very quickly, but lots of different scenarios for me have got to happen before we get to a buy or a sell. I mean, it'd be foolish to try and buy now when we're going into a sell zone. It may be coming up to this sell zone here, but scenario is I wouldn't take a buy here, but if we tap into this imbalance here, and then we get a bit of a retrace with a bit of a sell, and then another buy comes along down here, then I would be looking to take a buy up to this sell zone up here. But that's not going to happen within our allotted time. And all I'm seeing now is consolidation. So if you guys are following me, I hope I saved you a bit of money and you were able to play along with that and listen to my reasonings for what I did. Certainly saved myself 1% by doing that. And saving your equity is the most important thing. So I'm pretty happy about that scenario. And to me, that is just as good to me as winning a trade in the first place. Even though I haven't won nothing, I haven't lost nothing. So I'm going to throw the, let me do this. So I'm going to throw the chat open because I don't think much is going to be going on. So if anybody's got any thoughts about what they just seen, any questions about this trade, just this trade in particular, I won't be asking any other questions other than this. Please feel free to write in the chat box. But it's very consolidatory at the minute. And to me, like I said before, to me, just saving my equity. Basically, that's what I did by taking that trade. I saved my equity. So I feel just as happy about that as actually winning a trade. Although, of course, I try and keep my emotions flatlining, but we're all human. I'm not an AI. That's another subject about trading, but we won't go into that. Yeah, these AI bots that you see being advertised. Last week, while we was on the trade, we saw we was looking at the Euro CHF going up by 40 odd pips within 5 seconds. If you had an AI bot trading for you, it wouldn't have recognized that, and it would have lost all your account. These things happen on a more regular basis than you would care to know. So that's a good enough reason to stay away from AIs in the first place. Nothing's coming up in chat, which is okay. David, you brought a stop loss to your entry level. Could you bring stop loss above your entry level? Of course you can. Yeah, you can bring, yes. Good question, Chris. Managing your trade, like the video I showed you yesterday, I did bring my stop loss to certain levels above. Was it yesterday or the day before? I lost track. But in the Facebook group, hang on, let's see if we can find it. Academy55. Make sure I'm on that. Please bear with me a minute. Try and find. Oh yeah. Hang on. Here we are on the Academy55 Facebook group. And this video, I did just that. Put the stop loss. No, let's play it. Stop loss is there at the minute. Yeah, look, I'm bringing the stop loss up all the time. So look for that video. Posted it 22 hours ago. Great question, Chris. Chris was fishing all day yesterday. That's another world, isn't it, eh? Fishing. Used to do that as a boy down Newquay Harbour. My dad was a fisherman. He used to take holidaymakers out around the bay and deep sea fishing. I used to go in with him as a teenager. Used to get loads of mackerel, take them up to the restaurants and sell them for 5p each back in the 70s to the restaurants. Happy days. Anyway, so we are seeing lots of consolidation. I hope you see me saving money, saving your equity, how important it is to do that. Didn't lose any money, didn't win any money, but I'm happy because what I'm seeing now, I certainly wouldn't want to be in a trade anyway, because just nothing's happening at the minute. So come back at a more favorable time. 3 o'clock is a good time. Volumes kicked in then with the New York Open. If you can, if not, don't be in a situation where you have to trade and you suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out. There's always another trade around the corner. If you can't, due to work or anything like that, unfortunately, just come back stronger tomorrow. So with that being said, lots of accumulation ahoy there. So there is no point in hanging around, because even if a buy did happen, I'd have to wait for it to get into the imbalance, and then it'd be too far up there, and it's too much of a risk because of all the imbalance I'm seeing at the minute. Maybe at 9 o'clock things might change. Maybe. We don't know. But other than that, I'll see you guys. I'm off tomorrow. Yeah, no trading tomorrow for me. off to spend me 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 bonus. Anyway, so see you guys next week. Oh, next week we got July the 4th on Thursday. Friday is non-farm payroll day. So not trading Thursday or Friday next week. And of course, we got the election because I'm too busy going out voting. So Thursday and Friday next week, we'll try and make it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I've got to have a look at the news and sum it all up. So I will be putting a schedule as always on Saturday. So look out for that. And hope you have a great day, everybody. And speak to you soon. Cheers for now. Bye.